This is Tom Sapesky unboxing the Super Viper 105mm EDF HSD Glossy.
Okay, yep, and we're very excited to have this. Before we get into the unboxing, I just wanted to say we also got this because it's still a foam jet. I haven't even looked at it yet, so I don't know how good the finish is going to be, but figured we would do this. So first of all, we have the wing bags here, which are really nice. I mean, if you look at this, it's really a nice thing. I mean, they're really well made. They're vinyl on the outside. Seems to even be water resistant, which I'm never going to fly in the rain. But then we also went with the Super Viper cover.
How much was that?
Super Viper cover. So the cover was $49.90. Okay, so this is just for the flight line. We're sometimes in the summer, we're here in Illinois, it gets really hot. These jets, I would think the foam probably doesn't like that. And then you've got your wing bag. And what we'll do is after the unboxing, I'll slide the wings in here so you can see kind of how that works and how good they are. So on the inside for the wings, I don't know if you can see that, but it's very, very soft. It's like a felt covering in there. And you've got two, obviously you have two wings. So there is a center section, and then you've got, your both wings. And then this pouch, I'm sure you could use it for equipment, but I'm going to use that just for the cover. So there's your wing bag. Beautiful. And the cover. Looks really nice. Now, I'm really curious to see what this looks like. We have not looked at it. Because now you can see the L39 over there. And let's go over here for a second. So the L39 does not have the glossy covering. So I don't know if you can pick up. It looks wonderful. It's a beautiful jet. But it's still, it's a bit dull. Okay, so what we wanted to try, they have the new Super Viper in glossy finish, which is supposed to be a high-tech paint that dries to a hard, shiny coat, and it looks composite. So let's get into it. First, you've got, it's the same as like the L39. This one though, the only decals you're getting are these big numbers for the tail. That's it. I don't know if I'm going to use those. I don't know if I even want to. I'll probably update that in the build. I don't think I'm going to use them. So here is your instruction manual. It's really a good instruction manual, but you'll see there's only 4 steps, and it literally is that easy. It's got your throws for your control surfaces there, which are actually pretty accurate. The L39 was pretty accurate, and then it's got a very nice description and parts list for your landing gear. So it's just a quick setup manual. So let's get into the unboxing of the actual jet at last. Alright. So now, we start off with the parts bag. This is the control box, MFC 2085. Now this is, it's both Asian and English, so, but this is your booklet. You're really not going to use this much. It's very easy. If you use S-Bus, you plug directly into the MFC and everything works. You just assign the channels. However, you have to make note, it will not work if you use S-Bus through the MFC. You will not have stabilized flight with an assist receiver or a gyro. You need to make sure that you use this bag, and you can see the leads here. You have to get a receiver that allows you enough channels, or you have to mix in your radio the channels, the flight surfaces. So it's very easy to do. You just have to make sure you have enough channels. You cannot have, let's say, your ailerons and your elevator stabilized and have your rudder plugged in, because in the MFC it will mix it. So you have to unplug all of the flight control surfaces. That's your parts bag. Not very many. You'll notice there's not very many parts. So that's that. Make sure you pay attention to that. If you want a gyro, Make sure you have the right setup. All right, here we go. This thing is beautiful. First inspection, you can see the nice decal, super shiny. Can barely make out there's foam underneath there. I think, you know, if you look very closely, you'll see it. But flying, I think this thing is going to look absolutely gorgeous. It's got a nice, looks to me the same gear as the L39. Already has electromagnetic brakes. You just have to assign that, and you'll see these control horns. Nice control horns, metal, going into wood blocks in the foam. These are really sturdy. And then you have, let's say this side, you have nice ball links on this side that have a lock nut on them. It's a nylon lock nut. Also, full lighting, already out of the box. Okay, that's your left wing. Let's go to the right wing. Right wing, very similar, really nice. Looks beautiful. I do notice if you look at the ailerons, now this warpage, looks like when I put it in the box, the foam was pushing up here. I think as this thing warms up and I get it out and fly it, I think that's going to reduce. It's the only defect I see on any of this. Now you'll also notice, here's your plug-in. So like the L39, you plug your wing in, plugs in right here, everything's done. And then you've got two screws up here that hold your wing on, and they're very secure.
And there's no gear cover?
There's no gear door. There's no gear door on this. So the L39 has a cover. This has no cover, but it's okay. I may try and fabricate something for this jet myself. All right, so last thing on this box, we got the vertical stabilizer. Again, it looks beautiful. There's not a mark on this thing, and you can see how shiny that is. It really looks great. I mean, you can barely tell there's any foam. 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here, and I'm assuming you plug that into the top of the fuse. That's your lead. Actually, we're going to put this back, and then we're going to separate it, because now the bottom of the box is going to be the cockpit and the fuselage, and the nose. At least that's how the L39 is. So let's see what we got in there. I'm going to get rid of this, get this out of the way.
You were commenting that even though this is a 105 millimeter, it seems almost the same size as the 120. It's just the L39.
We'll give a comparison.
Yeah, we'll do a side by
I really
side.
can't. I can do the. You know what? I won't have the nose cone on, but you can see the size comparison. And maybe we'll do that in the build.
We'll do it in the build.
We'll put them side by side. You can see what the 120 looks like and what the 105 looks like. But first things first, we'll look at our horizontal stabilizers. They're awesome. They look so good on the white, on the red. It looks really good. Same thing, metal control horns. Your servos are covered by tape. You can't even notice they're there. Looks really good. Here's your other horizontal. Let's take a look at wing tubes. All right. The only difference between this and the 120 is the 120 has carbon fiber. These are aluminum. Same setup though. It's going to be 2 wing tubes side by side. Give you a lot of strength. Okay, cockpit. Okay, cockpit comes really nice with this. So first of all, it comes with pilots. So it looks great. I can't say enough. It looks really good. They're not perfect, but they look super good. And if you can see in there, I don't know if you can see.
Oh yeah.
You can see how the really nice detail of the canopy. They really put a lot into the instrument panels, and they actually look really, really good. So now let's go to the fuselage. We'll move this over this way. Background, but okay. Use my trusty stand here. Get these online. What were these? 50?
Between 40 and 50.
50 bucks. This one fits perfectly. I'm going to use that stand for my big jet. This one fits this 105 size really well. Here we go. Look at this. Ooh. Look at how nice that is. All the decals applied already. It's that shiny paint scheme. It just looks so good. In the inside, there's your MFC 2085, which is a very, very good controller. Flew my first flight on the L39 with no stabilization. It flew rock solid. So I don't even know if I'm going to stabilize it. You have typical 12S setup. You got your AS150 plugs. You're going to need the series connector for your two 6S batteries. And on this one, unlike the L39, this one only has one 2S. I'm using Roaring Top 2500 milli or 2200 milliamp batteries for my flight controls. That should give me probably 5 or 6 flights on each control, on each flight, on each outing. So there is the fuselage, and the last thing, nose cone. So you'll see everything is, this plug plugs into this plug. Now what you have to be careful here is you have to pay attention to the coloring of the wires. So on the top you can see there's an orange, a red, and a brown that lead off. In here you'll see on this side there's an orange, a red, and a brown. So it's very important when you plug it in that you pay attention to those colors. They have to match. Enough for that. That's my rant on that. This will go through your hole here. It'll go through the hole in the fuse, come up, and this will give you an idea of the size of the jet. This side here. This will give you an idea of how big she is. Obviously the stabilizers are not on, but that'll give you a good idea of what it'll look like, you know, size-wise. Still a very large jet. It'll look really good, and you'll be able to see the sucker a long way on.
So what are you buying to complete this build? How many batteries and the receiver?
Oh, yeah. So
what are you buying?
All right. So like I said, I'm using my flight pack batteries are going to be Roaring Top. I want to say they're 2200 milliamp. I have 4 of those. I think, now, if it's anything like my big one, the flight pack, my fan batteries were at 31% after a 5-minute and 15-second flight. My control pack batteries were still at 91. So I'm assuming this is going to be the same way, where if you buy 4 of those batteries, you probably fly all day with those 4 batteries. My fan batteries, I have 2 different types. I'm using HRB 6S 5000 and 6S 6000. Those will give you, the 6S 6000 will probably give you 4.5 minutes, depending on your throttle management. The 5000s will probably give you 4 minutes, right in there. I don't know yet because I haven't made it. What else? Oh, the receiver. So I'm flying Jetty. So I am using, for this plane, I'm getting a Rex 12 Assist. The reason why I'm going with the Rex 12 Assist is that I want to be able to bypass the MFC and have stabilized flight. If that works, I'm also going to do that on my big L39. And that's basically your unboxing of this jet. Now what we're going to do is, I'm going to put this away, and what we're going to do is, I'm going to put the fuse back, the canopy back, and my horizontal stabilizer. And for the hell of it, let's slide these wing bags wings into the wing bags. Just see what they look like. And that'll give you a good idea. I think they look great. I think the wing bag looks like it'll really protect them. Remember, it's still foam. It's a big giant airplane, but it's still foam. And you don't want to spend all that money on your jet to have one of the wings get dinged up. Okay, so let's get the bag here. All right. So we'll get the wing. Let's see how she fits. Okay. Here's your wing. Here's your wing bag. Okay. Going like this. Let's see how she fits. Obviously, there's two wings, and just for time, I'm going to put one wing in. You see how nice it fits? It's perfectly, very nice and soft, and there you go. There are two wings in there. It'll be perfect, and then you could just keep your cover in here if you decide to get that cover. Okay. Alright, so that's the unboxing of the 105mm HSD Super Viper. It looks really nice. There is some warping on the ailerons, but on my L39 it was the same thing, but only on the vertical stabilizer. So it didn't affect flight really at all. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the build, because the build is coming up. As soon as I get the receiver, I'm going to build this, and you're not going to believe it's going to take me literally 15 minutes to build this. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.